Welcome to 108 Gate. We're doing the Divine Feminine reading, rocking and rolling, a lot more awake and decisive than the Divine Masculine. Divine Masculine reading is up for today, so you can check that out. Hope you're well. Wow, emotions are being decisive. So with the Divine Masculine reading, wow, a lot of emotion. With the Divine Masculine reading, there was a lot of hesitation to actually have those conversations. Some of them, there were hesitations to be truthful with some people in our life. And if we are holding off on that, we are therefore not coming forward with the truth on some level. It's not lying, but there's not a level of honesty that's being transmitted. Therefore, something is going to be off. And if you think of, you keep having this off and that off, a lot of communication energetically is going to be off. So Divine Masculine being asked to assess where we can have these conversations. If we have already had those conversations, acknowledging that we can anticipate there may be some small towers, there may be some big towers, and like I said, the tower may be a small adjustment required, like we may need a new door. Not the whole tower has to go down. So if you look at the tower and we're thinking we've got towers coming in, but the actual outcome was we just needed to oil the hinges of the door so it doesn't squeak anymore. That was it. But we've made it into something that it's not. We've made it into some like catastrophic thing because we're holding on to past memories or past assumptions of how it's going to turn out. Therefore, having that courage, having that strength, having that determination, having that awareness, or the awareness was upside down. We're not aware of what's going to happen, so we're just assuming. That's going to hold you back. Once you start having those conversations and start seeing the values of the conversations you've already had and seeing actually that wasn't as bad as I thought, or now I can actually be seeing that person for the truth of who they are and therefore letting them see the truth of who I am, that's a whole different kettle of fish. And then the Chariot comes in and loads more coins. I know which way I would want to be heading. Anyway, nothing to do with me. Let's go. So for you, ooh, feeling a bit. Let's go to the other ones because they're not. Is she just watching? Divine Feminine is watching. Divine Feminine is giggling at something. I'm not quite sure what. Ooh. All right. Giggling at the ends that were easier to do than she thought. Giggling at, and it's not giggling in a malicious way. It's giggling as in like, I told you. It's okay. See? It's not as hard as I thought. Not as difficult as you thought. Just go and do it. Very sweet, actually. Is not so. What was reflecting in there in the past was like, oh no, it's going to be a disaster, it's going to be a catastrophe, oh no, can't do this, can't do this. But when you've actually gone in and stepped in and done it, Feminine saying, just do it with your truth, do it with your heart, do it with pure intention. It's going to come out fine. If you don't go in it with pure intention, how can it come out, the situation, the circumstance, be with the situation with a pure intention? So if you're lying to yourself, or you're lying to others, or you're holding back rather a truth that needs to be told, it's about finding a gentle way to have that conversation. Very, very strong vibes. It wasn't as strong before. So Mercury is 7 degrees Capricorn retrograde. That communication about important logistics, about circumstances, about hierarchy, about finances, about how we're going to structure our home, how we're going to structure our business, how we're going to structure our project, how we're going to structure these. These things are going to be shifted because Pluto is getting closer and closer to going into Aquarius. Having said that, with Mercury at 7 degrees Capricorn retrograde, it's still going to go over Pluto in Capricorn, so that's going to be a whole different conversation had. That's going to be a whole different way of thinking about things. This is the time to start addressing where you're thinking about things in a negative manner, or you're thinking about things with a fear-based platform or a fear-based temperament or a fear-based energy. Let's start switching it about, because we've got, I don't know, not so long, because we're all going to be busy with certain things happening this time of year. Keeping warm or not, it depends on where you are in the on the planet. It just feels like there's lots to do. I'm not going to assume religion or anything of anyone, so some of us may be super calm, who knows. King of Wands coming in and being assertive. King of Wands coming in and being very proactive. The way he's holding up that right now is that it's feeling like you're safe, you're defended, you have everything you need. It's just a matter of you now understanding you have what you need. You have your wand. You know which way you're directing yourself. You know which way you're heading. But the King of Wands literally feels very supportive. So you saw a problem. You were too scared to go in. Once you did end the problem, look what happened. Certain things came to an end. Certain things then attached to that ending that are not for your higher good, that you've been trying to obliterate for a long time, or you've been struggling for a long time, they're just going to like poof, disappear. The King of Wands standing like that is stand up for yourself, stand up for your rights, stand up for what you believe in, stand up for what you need. If you need a week off, or you need time to yourself, or you need family time, or you need I don't know, whatever it is, you need to change your diet, you need to change your exercise. This is now how to do it and when to do it, because you looking at how to do it rather, and when to do it, because it's literally setting you up for a new structure. As Pluto is going to be coming out of Capricorn, the structure behind it is going to be available to be kind of reshuffled, shall we say. The things that are not working, then address it now. If you don't address it now, then be ready for the consequence of living with it for a long time thereafter. Three of Wands, past, present, future. That's the kind of vibe I'm getting right now. I know usually it's somebody with 3 wands and they're looking into the horizon. Similar kind of thing, because when you look into the past with certain things, you can get some hindsight, but you also now in this context will get some hindsight of where you should have moved forward and you didn't, where holding your tongue, so to speak, biting your tongue, so to speak, though using those kind of words has left you in a position where now you're not listened to, you're not respected in the way you needed to. When you took that step, you took that moment to say, right, this is what I need and this is how I need it. What was the response? Was it kind of like, oh, where is this coming from? You've never moaned about it or complained about it or said anything about it before, therefore it should be all right. Now things are shifting and changing, but it's about you building up your courage, building up your emotional intelligence, building up your stamina to be able to take on what these new endings, what a fresh start is going to entail. It might not be so great, it might not be so easy, but look at that. You've got the support of King of Wands, you've got the support of the King of Cups. Literally go along. The same energy is coming through, but in a different way for the Divine Feminine as the Divine Masculine. Literally, you've got to go ahead and do what you need to do for you to get the outcome that you want. Go with a courageous kind of stance. Go in with love in your heart. Go in with knowing that you are loved. Go in with knowing that you deserve to have that which you need. Look at the cup. Look at the cup. Find out what that cup is. Divine Masculine, the awareness was upside down. This feels like this is where the this is what is hiding behind not looking. This is what's hiding behind not being able to see, because you're lost in trying to cover up expressing the truth of what you're feeling. If you're in that space and stance all the time, like, I can't say that, and you're getting riled up because you're not speaking truthfully, what's going to be the outcome? Not a positive one. Therefore, you're unable to see your blessings clearer, unable to see more blessings that want to come to you. I suggest you look at your cup. Look at all those things that are ready to come in, all those things that are here for you. Hold your cup up. What have I got? What can I celebrate? What is this greatness that's bounding in for me? There you go. I love it. So the Page of Wands coming in with, right, so that's a new space to be in. Some things are coming to an end. Some things are going to be refreshed. Some things are just, I don't even know why they've been there for so long. I don't even know why I've been doing that for so long. So from this, when we have more space within self, new ways of doing things. So now, as a pattern, instead of holding off and avoiding conversations, just as an example, you have it as a pattern now. When something's bothering you or something feels important, you don't neglect that conversation. You actually find a way of, how do I have this conversation in a loving manner? How do I do this and say this in a way that's not going to hurt someone, but we both see that it's a necessary thing right now to have this conversation? How do we find the best solution and keep things rolling? Get things rolling. Love this vibe. Completely on it. Divine Feminine wants to move this emotionally forward. Divine Masculine a bit scared of not knowing where it's going to turn out, because not being emotionally aware of what's important to self, because it's been switched off for so long. Switch on to what you need, switch on to how you need it, switch on to having those conversations. If the people you're working with, the people you are living with, the people you are invested in care about you, care about the project, care about the relationship, care about the future of what you bring together, they will have those conversations. It doesn't always say it's going to be easy to have those conversations, but showing up and investing in yourself allows someone else to show up and invest in you too. So that's your Divine Feminine reading. Your end of year readings are up, like I said a few times now, and your monthly readings are up. So take advantage of those. So for now, peace and love.